about Elish? Elish.
20. I was just remembering a thing. So back started being like kind of poppus.
I don't know. We'll just keep saying.
I wanted to get it because I have like, and I was going to try this, so I order it. It's about it because
I remember that.
Anyway, so embarrassed by it. Like I don't DVD because, like I said before,
Yeah, there was.
Then, so I get the box.
Fine.
Yeah, I ordered it. And it literally is doodles. Sorry, on the back it says like 4
Like pot.
leaves on it, and I this box, and I'm like, cannot be. I wanted it to be so like this, and gosh, I have like this. This is so and then I start like, okay, you did this. He's like, there was middle school and a high school, so a lot of, and I was like, one of those drew all over it. Husband. Now that I'm telling this story, like how my husband, remember it was like a little on there with like, and I don't know how. I was so shocked. Like I faced the way it just was supposed to be so discreet.
I forgot about a photo of it.
It was so
long time ago.
It was. That was. I don't even. I think we weren't
Yeah,
even
maybe
married.
you weren't about that. That was so. You telling me.
I was like, I keep. Then there was a video of recording me, like, look what happened. I was so sorry. I just was him, but I was shocked because I was so getting the CBD oil, and it was like
before peeping it for
Right.
whatever, and like, oh, I don't want people to
smoke marijuana.
Yeah, in our state to order CBD because obviously that was funny. That was a good
Sorry
part
about
this
that.
podcast. Did you see all? But like with like I just saw
Mhm.
another art lied about going in the world. I'm just so like Coachella and how like literally this like
They're,
they'll
like,
go
faking
into
it.
a Photoshop and it's
It is.
how
It's so pathetic. I really thought like, oh, maybe stuff like
Yeah.
that they are is just
bizarre. Can you imagine Coachella or being in that news and being like, "Hey, this fictitious about how I went this place, and I'm gonna make a cap. People think that I did. What are you gaining? Always gonna figure it out."
hiding and lurking to figure it out. Got accused of that.
Oh yeah. Or remember like O'Day?
Overly.
Yeah.
It's fake.
Yeah.
It's like,
and then she like went make it seem like you were here. The initial ones were
come on now.
Yeah, it's just so weird because we're not super with promoting our podcast, but I didn't to that point where I would lie about things and
It's
like
so lame, and it's like I don't know if they just remember there's that place right or like
Oh,
a private
yeah.
jet. We're all doing this, and they just be right.
I
It's
don't
like it's
know.
okay in a
Yeah.
private jet.
or like go to Coachella. Like a lot
Right,
of people
it's fine.
can't.
Or why don't if you can't go? I don't like Coachella or something.
Saving up to go to Coachella. I just find that whole lie about this.
Disturbing. I guess if you don't like taking pictures of yourself, but-
Like remember when or not celebrities in pool
Yeah.
and then out and it was like them small kiddie pool
Yeah.
in their yard.
That one thing where it's like influence, like see them doing the stupid. It's like so cringy.
It is. So. Yeah, I just thought that was
I
interesting.
know. We would not.
I want
I know.
to do it.
But I'm lying. So I don't know if any of our movie community is like, oh, this is most disturbing time. You go in the comments about a Serbian. Probably not. It's terrible.
No, deeper into than me.
It's horrible. It's just
Watch it?
Oh yeah. Well, yeah. I complain about people bringing a movie, and it's just not. It's just disturbing, and the fact that people are like, that is like the scariest. It's just really annoying that people are giving it, and because it's just so.
What's it called?
It's called.
Called
It's
that.
supposed to be like a political. Not sorry. It's
Or is it
no.
people just keep bringing it?
It's usually on like the most disturbed whatever, and I have seen of that one because I'm sick of people bringing it up, and it's not scary.
I feel like the exploited.
Exploitative, something like that.
Feeling it wrong. So it's like it's just dirty feeling.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna say really about. It's basically about a porn star who gets her these like really bad people. It's getting worse and worse. And by the ad at the end, feel like those like ends depressingly. It was crazy of the human centipede. Like it's so bad during that whole movie. People, and I got that.
It just isn't.
It's like I want something. I was just tired of people because it's stupid. Oh, and you're not cool because you see.
Speaking of work the other day, but my coworkers at lunchtime, and well, what movie? It's like I'm so not into 'em, and she says like it was a kid Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is really scary. It's literally like it's not. And then I was saying Grudge and The Ring. We were like definitely watched them in reality. Like I think we were like 7th or 8th.
So I mean like PG. I think those are PG-13. I don't know.
But it was age. It was just scary.
Right. So when a stranger calls, like The Grudge and horror, you know, like that. Or I guess you could say.
Yeah.
So we were so traumatized.
So long.
Especially the
that was.
We're
but
like,
my one would be like less than 10 years old, 8 years maybe. But in like first year of college when I'm like 7th or 8th grade, theater who's like terrifying.
Yeah, horror movie. She says one of these is The Ring stuff. So I'm like, okay, so it like is
no,
like
I think it definitely watched it. I think it was just like, what can I do to watch them during the day? So it wasn't scary. I definitely was like rewatching it. Like, okay, you know, this horror movie trigger warning. Grudge. Definitely The Ring. Like The Ring was everything with the Grudge. And my God. And I'll never when the one guy like hung. Oh my God, is banging.
So you're like talking about a horror movie, like, and then the guy horrible extreme
shape. But and speaks. My one Walking Dead, and I'm like into zombie films, but also what got me is when it was like that killed the horse, and for me, and then someone's like, yeah, anything with like animals, like I just can't do it. Horrible. But I was like, you know, if a child doesn't really, definitely more upset. It literally is because of the movie,
right?
This isn't real life. Like the death of a child, but when it's a movie,
no, it's a child actor.
I know this isn't real, and most of the time, like it's like that is like now as an adult, I know like it could happen. But like if something bad, I don't feel affected. So when it's an animal, I don't know why. Poor animals deserve.
I know, and just even to think of like, even when I think like, oh, tornado, gotta figure out how I'm gonna save. I save the kids. Even I'm like, okay, if we get her tank, take her down the stairs. I have something like that happen to my aunt. Obviously, I get the kids first. Right. Start coming.
If I can grab, I will.
I got a few arms. I'm pretty strong.
Funny. Your oldest child can
we go and I'll get dog. She can just little dog and the baby.
You can do it. But you know what? We've said this. I feel like it is not like calims as it used to be. You know, just they don't. And not that I've seen. I
mean, I do think it's like just now is different. Like I do think. In loud.
Yeah, I do too.
We could do a whole podcast on horror.
Go to a horror. I haven't gone in a while. Like the biggest freaking.
When we went and saw Cinema
together, we get our little, and we will literally have our face so that an eye is peeking. They're just such little baby
jump scare. Like I love in the theater. It's just I want to hear it. I don't want to
switch. I feel like do a horror to people in the theater, and I did.
Movies came out, me would go a couple times in there.
And I don't know, do you think that experience?
I thought it was that time, but I feel like you go to them and the times that
it's just, and then end up laughing at ourselves.
It's so fun. That's we'll have to go see one. I read.
We haven't been to a movie in a while.
Oh yeah, we did.
I forgot. Yeah, that was
scary.
Hannah cried.
Big balls of
right now.
Oh. Well, we wanted to talk about
I think when we decided we wanted this to be about like funny, but the more we kind of thought about it, weeks and written notes, it's something a little bit different. It's talking about like, is this really that anyway when it's like your friend that it happened. I'm kind of glad that it more friend. I feel like we've talked and where we live in a like we've never said that before to say that we live in, but like it is a lot of like in rural there's a big I don't think that we really fit you know, so a relationship to alcohol in our area might it's not like I necessarily think that but I think form for people
because I guess you could say it's kind of so people just have fun all the time, but that's not really what and I feel like when you're that fun
it's just like I'm going for dinner or a party or a drink but if I'm a family or it's just watching like do I feel like I'm 6 people but I feel like in our area do that
to have alcohol and it's like their big issue around here drinking you have to drive. I mean we've talked about that. You could go but somehow we have to get back.
That is definitely there. It's not as easy an Uber or even
Right. Like you have to bring with not partaking in.
Sometimes that's hard.
Bad. It's like, well, sorry, the DD.
Right. Yeah. It's not always when I've your cities go out with friends,
Right.
do like drunk brunch, can either walk home in the city
Mm-hmm.
or we like subway or public transportation that's part of the reason why it is so frustrating. Not in drinking, but it's like get around,
Oh yeah.
I would love to go out to like a winery where we live, but it's the two of us. We only have like a couple glasses. Make sure that we eat. So, but like a lot, even some people that we know, even have any regard.
Totally agree. I feel like even parents. No, they were like drinking and drinking.
Oh.
And like now I can't imagine drinking and driving.
No.
Care too much or like what if you just a whole thing and people are just don't 25 miles an hour home. They're on motorcycles that fast, but like
I know that are like our parents say when they were young, these house parties, and then it wasn't a big deal. Times have changed some people that changed.
No.
Like some people still do that exact same thing so much when it's like people get caught. Like
I almost like they are
right.
While drinking that more.
Or why am I I get so panicked.
I'm like, what if it ruined my job because I have a DUI? It's like, no.
Like I can I can have
fun.
And there's definitely feel better. Like just have one drink. Like it's just calms me.
Right.
Then I can just be function to drink anything else. Like I just need nerves away for a little. I don't or like kids problems.
Yes.
Like yeah, it's like
it's like been in a lot of situations that I'm not drinking, and I feel with alcohol has changed a lot. And I breastfeed my top of a year, so I've not been drinking even when I wasn't pregnant. It's like they can't come to drink,
right?
And it's like or whatever. It's like I don't want just one drink for me, and if I have to drive,
would you want?
I'm not drinking.
Where we are, drinks of choice. Bud Light.
Like
I don't want that. No, thank you.
I'm not 19 anymore.
Or even, I don't really like those.
I don't think I've ever had them.
I feel like you're missing out. I don't love this. Like, oh my god, this is so good. I'm
right.
Like no, if I were it, then like sure, but I would never purchase it. So many people that drink that, and I'm just like I would drink water. Like I just don't.
Yeah, and I know if I drink one time and if I'm not throwing up, I can.
I know, and I mean just getting. Like not necessarily, but just like our relationship. Like when we were younger, it was already, like me went out more.
Right.
Got a real. I'm not trying to be Friday, Saturday, and then
rest these. Yeah, it's like the hangover for me. I get so it's just not worth it. Lose a day feeling smelling like garbage. I don't want to.
Part of our relationship just changing is frustrating. A lot of the people that we see have not.
No,
we have,
drinking, and I think it kind of gets so you can have a drink.
No, I don't.
It's just like tough when it's like like it doesn't feel like every time when you're with like a group of people, always have to have that stand.
End up feeling one because people make comments and
there's a lot of time I don't drink season of my life, and I almost say that I'm not drinking. People are so weird, like there's no like or. I was having a problem or anything now, and I feel like people are that's like
No, I agree. Maybe that's just something, but I don't. It's like you're
because you're not drinking.
Yeah,
I think it's tough too. Like I do use alcohol back into my life. Yeah, like.
But you know what? You've experienced this. People will be like I just got it
last
weekend,
like,
and it's just like,
cool, dude.
Why about it? Like I don't waking up the next remembering what happened, like embarrassed by it because I'm and I don't. It's so scary. My own actions, like that, and even if everything. I'm just can't remember what happened between this. How do I really know everything was?
I do what I say. What did I look?
I make a complete fool out of myself. Like when people just get so. Why are you bragging? But also like blacking out, throwing up everywhere. Like tone it down a little.
I remember there was like this guy. He was let's drink. No, and this was even kids and everything. And I'm like I don't get the point. Together just now. It just seemed point
like at home.
No, and I was like no. Like, please, no. It's like, why are we? I know. I'm like, I don't get it about like, why did they have, or why do they have to constantly?
It's so weird. I mean, sure, if I have a day at work, so it's like, oh my god, glass of wine tonight, or do that, or when because I live by myself, so if I'm doing something relaxing and a glass of wine, but I don't, and it literally will be done because I have to get up and go to.
It's like I'm not trying to go to work night for sure. Kind of talking about earlier to me, we were specifically talking stuff, but when people blame drinking, and like their behavior, drinking. If you're not like the way she was like bladed in her life on drink a catalyst to it, and you still did it.
If we're just talking about her specifically, did have opened that place for, but that she wouldn't have gotten her patients if she wasn't drinking. I mean, she still is a spit.
Says mean things.
You know, I don't think you can just blame. And I think it's like, I don't know if that's a word, to realize there's a difference being an alcoholic, being a person who drink because drunk, or you know, like their alcohol, like anything that's kind of controversial point that not everybody has. An alcoholic is someone who needs alcohol to feel like themselves. They need it every, you know, like they where they drink before they go to totally cripples their lives. They are complete and yes, they but difference between that and makes, somebody when they're drinking, like because you go out with your friends and binge, like I don't
not to
maybe
look
other
up the
people
definition.
Had, like we said in Josh Peck, like it could be helpful to even people who are in alcohol addiction problems. The value to promote in a person's just like. There's a lot of things that are geared particularly relationship with alcohol. A lot of the self-help, switching your focus, anybody.
Yes.
So go to AA. I don't think makes you an alcoholic. With Lala, like, yeah, you have a sponsor. Yeah, you're wonderful.
Right.
She was an alcoholic. Obviously, only see certain things.
But I mean, I even and stuff and I don't think she's an alcoholic. I'm sober alcoholic when in reality I don't when I drink. But I've even seen her lose or even if he I think he a little bit, but now he wasn't. They broke up. He's drinking again. As long as I don't lose. She's obviously just a very emotions on it. Personality. Lost his control is his issue. Yeah. And it affects that as but I don't think alcoholic.
I know. I kind of blur those lines.
Self-diagnosing.
Just blame like, well, okay. Like, yes, you please take accountability. Yeah, I'm not saying that bad for you and that you, but just say, like, when I was drinking, that's why I don't drink now. Those consequences, just take responsibility.
Yes, I drank it because I was drinking, but let's
miss it all.
Right. It's kind of an interesting, like, flip of the celebrity books. Jessica Simpson and Tom Felton underplays them, and they both actually had an interview like post one. Yeah. So I had the interview after that. It's like you don't want to admit severe problem. Tom Felton was very night and blowing audition to rehab, like, and he actually was like breaking up. I think that's an issue. It was like interesting. Some of the celebrities are like parent about all their drinking, and then some are like, for Jessica Simpson was a functioning alcoholic, but I always showed up to my it's like. Can't call me an alcoholic, but
once I got the kids to bottles, but
it's like that
alcohol. I agree,
but I just thought that was so willing to not to talk about, but Tana Moan, she was doing this like sober thing, and she like really, and then it was like to drinking and like and I just can't like that mentality. Did you do all that work for 70? Blow it again, and especially since she's an influencer, she's like really promoting a lot of influencers really drunk all the time, and it's like young, but I get example,
and it's just not real. Influencers are completely different from a regular person. They probably don't have it every day or whatever time.
Wake up at 3 p.m.
So they could list for the day, but all they do like an ad media post. So it's to watch them party, and it's like expensive. It is such. If you're actually going, I mean, even depending on what you're drinking, can be. If you see clubs all the time and doing this, and a lot of stuff paid for, realistic for other people, and be like, oh, I can have that. You have to pay your bill next morning, and these could do that. So, example, and not that influencers do needs to have young followers,
especially if they are like 21.
It's frustrating when I'm doing this 5 or 75 day, and then it's like a second that day was hit the bottom.
I don't at all. It's like, why can't I feel like some people don't understand, and I do think that problem versus like when I drink go crazy even though I don't drink can't relate.
And I mean there are like when you hate that question, do you smoke cigarettes? Yes, I do drink alcohol. You say that you drink, and they give our options.
Like 30 drinks a day.
Yeah, it's like half, and then the nurse practitioner, it's ridiculous. But seriously, the time of year,
right.
If I had, and
right.
it depends on, like, I can't just say if I were I don't drink at all and this
right.
week did it. It's just because it was,
right.
and then a lot of things were happening.
Right.
But it's just no, I can't question at the doctor.
Too is like I think about like for most of me and my really drink much. If I do decide like when I'm done breastfeeding and I get kind of like drunk one, I feel like people are gonna look at why is she like getting drunk in all these years
and what is she
she's
doing?
Losing her. It's tough because it's sober. I am, but I drink again in sobriety. Like I have a situation right now.
It's like because it's just the way life is. We went out to dinner like I remember when it was like I don't even know when. I don't think you were nursing out, and we had like and you were like, but it was just when we went out, like you had a drink. Well, no, but like so long and
like a whole thing. It's really interesting. I don't know
what is, and I feel like we'll just have so many different. I don't like. I mean, sometimes I judge people fully, like it's like that's your lightings differently.
Right.
Don't project what you're doing something weird.
I can like, I think just like moms about each other, but it's like if we see and you're like, we're allowed to go have fun and dad.
It's no problem.
And have a boys' night.
Yeah. Deal if he drinks like he's watching a football game.
But the mom can't watch.
Yeah.
Responsible.
Yeah. Topic, but it was something before what we're talking about today about Lala and just like the maybe an unhealthy relationship with alcoholic, just how so many people out like will go do this, go to the all. That is not a single person, and because it kind of brings mental health. Substance, they can go, But if someone isn't ready to their lifestyle, and in this case maybe like with alcohol, teaching them to like go to rehab or go like retreat, work for them, and
I know.
He was like trying to break that.
He had a problem,
right? So it just and this is recently where we've heard South step, which is so important. But like we're far by pushing somebody who I think might end it. My first action isn't
like no, they must be going
like hard to do that. No, nobody have time to do that. Like it's like out of touch.
I know. Privilege to your like influencers. I just like had to go to rehab. It was like that was the best mental health. It's like well, not everyone could do the living life even when we're going
out of our life and refreshed and better.
They're very expensive. Yeah, to get better and they have a problem.
Right. I think that a lot from somebody outside of their circle, but not you at all if you're not ready to talk to somebody else. Like then it's going to be a waste of your therapy. Like these people who know that their intentions are good is just very out of touch. It worked for you. It worked for other people. Like I know of all stuff, but
stuff a lot of interesting.
It does. You don't know about the situation, even getting into the nuts and bolts of that right now. But Vile's podcast and what is it, John Owen, which I enjoying him on different things. I know, and I do enjoy his. He was sharing a lot about an elevator with Tom Sandoval, and it was just so much like better himself and to go to rehab, and it's like huge moral. I think he has a drinking. No.
Do I think out there a little bit? Actually, the case.
Right, and going back to what we talked about, seeing it as an excuse.
Yeah, it's like, well, if I wouldn't have been well, no, I don't believe that's
for the whole months that you were together.
Yeah, it's like, well, you were able with another woman.
Right. For John Owen rehab, he should do issue. No, like I really
there's a lot different issues there.
And person like Tom's have alcohol at times.
Right.
Is he a person who admit things that he's done that? From what I think so.
No.
But that person too. Right. It's like recognize I might, have to see here that is then their relationship with else it is.
Mm-hmm.
It's so like it'll have that to say like, oh well, all you have, okay, if only
you just leave my job for 3 months,
back a completely different person. If I didn't think there was a problem,
no, not everybody work that other people have and work. Maybe they just want to
right. And some people they don't have alcohol.
Mm-hmm. Tom Sandoval is just a spoiled little brat. That's what it seems like to me.
I do think I'm kind of tired of people being like, well then if you don't know then
diagnosing us because we don't know that either.
I know some people might be like it again, but I really goes.
I know there's some stuff that goes with that.
Do I think that we have times when we have been? I definitely have some fun things on out with the girls. Like well, and made some fun
I feel like we're like happy.
We are.
So different.
Makes it
if I'm laughing and having a great while I'm drinking that.
Or like, done penny at different places, like fun day. Like
Right.
I've had someone I've gone out with and it's out that I've had.
Right.
Like I've never had like I need to check myself.
Lost control.
Yeah. Yeah, there's some things I'm like I should not have done. There's a few of those. No, I mean
fun, and I love teenies.
Yes.
Like, we tried a Cosmo for the.
It was not what we
like,
thought. This is if we're talking about that grandpa, person, a Manhattan out with bar in New York when I was. We went out with my. I'm gonna be Manhattan, and I'd know. Oh my God! Like you can dive into for strong
I've never
drink
had one.
it at all.
Probably not.
I had to just sit there. I spent like $20, sip it the entire. Couldn't really afford it. Couldn't just drink it. And it was.
I've done that too.
I like white wine.
It's not like my favorite. I don't know how to explain it, but it was. I know it's just like funny.
Yeah, it'd be so fancy. Aperol spritzes. Talk about like, oh, it's such a. I don't like the orange. I love. I just
so picky.
Yeah.
So much. Really bad on those. Do you remember the mango Ritos?
Yeah.
The Ritas one.
Those were because it was literally buttered with
barf.
Yeah.
Good.
No, I love red wine.
Eat reds.
Oh,
well, that's what I know. Maybe it's been
a long.
I've had drinks like.
Yeah, I haven't even had a night out.
No.
Pain.
Yes, I do.
At Hannah's wedding. Pain the whole time.
Very fancy. We were celebrating.
We were. But yeah, we're picky. I love tequila. Some people don't.
Not like some margarita tequila person.
Maybe you are now. I have at my house and never use it. Like I have pictures and a couple of bob or liquor and some of the wine.
I fascinated with like mixology. That'd be fun to do. Like try to have all the equipment.
And try it and do it at like one of our houses. Drive anywhere for like hours until home. Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely good times, and obviously sometimes it is up a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's
not something I've ever,
no.
Like I've just, like at a Monday, God, I just need to crack. I just never of the things that I do with my water bottle.
As long as I got that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway.
Let us know what you think. Relationship with alcohol.
Yeah, about your life and say with everything. We're not your buddy.
No, and
it's just it and.
Well, I'm just good old fashioned.
Yeah, I think so.
We used to say it's solitary.
Solitaire.
Okay. But I download and I've just been really playing it. I don't know. It's my older child. Just touch base quick on Gumma. Just people. I got on Reddit saying that they enjoy and that it really felt like small town America and what that feels like in Ohio. It really near where out of it, and I'm like, the Gumma live in this place. I want to touch base that other people they love the movie.
It's not just you. It's like a little cult. Have a recommendation. Have gone through with past trying to edit
this to happen.
It was last week's episode we lost all the audio issues with my computer. I don't know why, but anyway, doing anything like us or they have any documents that I would highly recommend it. And I've never had one before. This one, so we can have all of it. So if anything happens, this solves our issues, any problems going forward, external hard drive. There's so much like. A little so that I'm considering expensive. So I would recommend that don't do any work where you crash and almost die. Update on the manifestation before from Jill. Enjoy the candles still. I want to be trained. Did not give us a promo that we but issues with the wicks. I mean not with yours, but lost within the wax. It's because I did not tell of mine, but stones were placed. Candle, it was like and the wax burned evenly, I guess I should say, and it's like when I kind of fell over and then the wax hardened and before I could even light it.
Is that you're supposed to like
I don't know
because I wouldn't have aesthetic of it. I don't
supposed to. I guess I
was
burn it and then
pick them out.
Maybe
I'm
wrong.
I don't know though.
I've never had instruction manuals. Yeah, I will take to see if it helps.
You'd think you'd be able to
I paid a decent amount of money. No,
need to be
it to work a little bit better.
Burn it all the way down.
Do it burning for like 3 days, like a ritual. Well, listening and on Spotify or anywhere else, we have a box, so please check. give us reviews, and make sure too, like, we'd love to hear on our different topics you think, and if your episodes, we'd love to know. Hey,
Bye.